What's up, everybody? This is Dawn Richard, and you're listening to Lamark After Dark.
You are now tuned in to
Lamark
Lamark
After
After
Dark.
Dark.
What's up, guys? Today we have an exclusive interview with a legend from her roots in New Orleans to her evolution as one of the most fearless, independent artists of our generation. We step into the mind, the soul, and the beautiful, talented, iconic, one of my inspirations, Dawn
Oh
Richard. Welcome to Lamarck After Dark.
my God, this is awesome. Thank you. That
I
was
don't have my
awesome.
clap button, but I'm gonna add that in like the whole situation. So, how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling okay. I'm feeling good. It's the holidays. I'm with my family. I feel good.
Okay, and where are you located now?
I'm located in many different places, between LA, New York, New
Mm-hmm.
Orleans. It goes like this.
All around. I see
Yeah.
the tree in the back. Okay, tree.
Yeah, tree. That's one
Yeah.
tree. I have many trees.
Okay.
I'm a Christmas.
Okay. I,
I'm a
I like
Christmas
that. I like that.
tree.
So we're gonna talk about your roots. The whole like vibe is kind of like past, present, future. Don Richard. I feel like
Okay.
that's kind of like the whole like kind of the scope of the thing. I know that
Okay.
your mom was a dance teacher and your father was in chocolate milk. So please
Yeah.
talk about the real roots and the importance of music and just dancing as growing up.
Yeah. Well, my mom and dad are both teachers. Also,
Mhm.
my mom owned a dancing school. She went through dance. Really, really incredible tapper. She loved tap. Gregory Hines, the Nichols brothers were two of her inspirations. And my father was in Chocolate Milk
Mhm.
and lead singer, writer, pianist, and but he also had his a master's from Loyola in music theory. So he
Mhm.
was also a teacher. He taught elementary education, music education. So I kind of had both academia and music. So it was like they went hand in hand. My parents were artists, but they never led with the art.
Mhm.
The art was, I think, their passion, and the academia was to sustain the art.
Right.
Um, so it was always told in my house, though you love what you love, academia.
Right.
Uh, I grew up not really seeing music as a career. It was the outlet,
Mhm.
and the education was going to funnel that. And so I never thought I could have a career in music because my father didn't have the greatest story.
Yeah.
He was in a band,
Mhm.
and that was really rough being in a band. And it didn't turn out the way he wanted it to,
Right. Yeah.
like all things in bands.
Mhm.
But they still, have, I mean, the legacy in New Orleans is still very thick for chocolate milk. But he had something to fall back on. So I loved the art of dance and music, but
Mhm.
it was an outlet, and academia was the thing that I was most enveloped in. And actually, sports was something that was more powerful in the home. I was in a lot of different teams, but
Mhm.
softball really, really powerful for me.
Mhm.
And being in teams and a part of teams was something that I knew very well.
Yeah. I like
Yeah.
that. You could be the leader, but you'll also be a teammate. Like that's dope.
Yeah, I never wanted to be a leader. I loved being a part of teams.
Mhm.
That's like I people don't know me. Like
Mhm.
I actually loved being a part of groups, teams, softball. I loved the women on my softball team. It was one of the biggest inspirations for me. I love them to this day. I had incredible women coaches,
Mhm.
sisters that I will always love. And then in dance, dancing for the NBA, being a part of a dancing school, a lot of the dancers that I grew up with, my best friend for
Mhm.
37 years. Like we know each other since we were like four,
Yeah.
like babies.
Yeah.
We're still together, still tight. Dancing school, from
Right.
the dance school. So like that's always been my thing. I've always
Mhm.
wanted to, I never really wanted to lead it. I was always just loving to be a part of it. And it worked for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I and when I say leader, I mean just in general, like because with
Mm.
solo work, we're gonna get to that because amazing. Like
Yeah,
I love
but
that
I
shit.
mean, I just want to make that clear. Like my
Yeah.
mom was an incredible leader. I could lead,
Hmm.
but I found that I was always a part of really incredible teams that I had great leaders that I didn't have to. I
Yeah.
learned how to be a part of a larger thing.
Yeah.
My mom taught me that with the dancing school. She taught me how to be a part of these incredible women and these incredible. I've just had really great women in my life in
Right.
that process because of the dancing school. Yeah.
Shout out to the women. I love women here. Shout out to the
Yeah.
women.
Yeah.
Uh,
Shout out to New
so
Orleans and what that
shout out to New
was.
Orleans. So you
Mm-hmm.
were in the Hornets. You were also going to school, and you were doing American Idol.
Well, yeah, I tried out for American Idol. Yeah.
How? Please let me know how that all came together.
Yeah, you know the real stuff. So I was dancing in the NBA, going to school. I was a junior in college. I was in honors, so I went to college early, like my brother did
Mm-hmm.
as well. And I was in school for marine biology, and I was dancing in the NBA, and I was going to Nickel State. Nickel State is in Thibodeau, so that's like an hour away from where I was. So I would
Mm-hmm.
have labs in the morning. If you know marine biology, it's kind of like taking pre-med. So you
Yeah.
have to take labs. I was taking 21 hours in college every year.
Jesus. Yeah.
Crazy. So I would go dance and then drive back after the games to catch the labs in the morning. So I'd be exhausted, but it was the only way to do both, music and dance
Mm-hmm.
and all the things. In that, I really wanted to sing. And my dad and mom, because of who they are, went to Atlanta because nobody was coming to New Orleans.
Yeah.
American Idol and went to Atlanta, and they stayed in the line with me, and we slept on the concrete in that line. My parents with me
Yeah.
with a toothache. I will never forget, I had a toothache, and we waited. I got all the way to the second round, and they were just like, "Your voice is too unique for
Mm-hmm.
this show." But the random part about it is they would then go to pick Fantasia,
Yeah.
who has an incredibly unique
Right.
um, voice. But I think that God, for that, I wasn't built for an American Idol,
Yeah.
and I think it goes back to American Idol is a stand and belt and sing, and I was an alto
Yeah.
dancer, singer. I
Right.
was a completely different thing.
Yeah.
So I didn't fit that aesthetic. I think
Mm-hmm.
now what God had for me, I wasn't built for that. That
Mm-hmm.
wasn't my place.
Right.
But after I worked out, my mom and dad was like, "Don't try out for anything else. This industry is full of shit."
Yeah.
And so when my group members said, "Hey, you should try out for this show called Making a Band," I hadn't even known what they were talking about. My mom and dad were like, "No."
Mm-hmm.
So I took my little money. You only make $50 a game. We were only making $50 a game as dancers.
Yeah.
Crazy
Which
money,
is
low money. I took my little
and you're in
money,
school, which is
and I'm in school. I took my little money and I stayed in Orlando um, because everybody was like, "Don't do this. You're gonna get your heart broken again." Um, but because they had the dance component, I just felt like, let me try. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like I really went in like nobody from New Orleans is ever on television, so like this is a far, far stretch from
Right.
reality. Out of like 5,000, 6,000 girls, they picked three, and it just so happened the first tryout wasn't singing; it was dancing.
Mm.
And Lorianne was my judge.
Boom cat.
Boom Cat was my first, and she was like, boom.
Right.
She from the gate, she was like, yes.
I
And
fuck
then
with
I
you.
got
Oh, you could
Andre Harrell,
curse. I forgot. Yeah, you could curse.
and then I got Andre Harrell, and
Mm-hmm.
he's someone who champions different voices like Mary J. and like these like unique. And so he was like, something about this girl, her voice.
Yeah.
So again, whatever it was, that was what it was. And so one tryout became the next, and next my mom and dad was like, wait, you're still there? You're still there?
Yeah.
And when I told them I want to make it, they were so shook because no girl from New Orleans was ever like a part of something like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's on the pop side. We had Tidra,
Yeah.
and we had like R&B artists and like pounce artists, but nothing like
Right.
closest to Britney Spears, Kenwood.
Yeah.
Well, not no black girl. So it was like I was in uncharted territory.
I want to move. So I'm trying to transition your journey through songs because some of you like your favorite. Some of my favorite songs are your songs. Like your like your voice is undeniable. And I can remember like I was like probably 09, 08. I was like in middle school, and I just was like, Dawn is just it. Like I was like, it's just like the vibe, the uniqueness, the just doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I don't know if you ever feel like people don't give you your flowers, or if you feel like just let you know this is you inspire me for sure. And I don't sing, I dance, but like you really push me to be the best me I could possibly be.
Thank
So,
you. I appreciate that. I feel misunderstood for sure,
mhm.
but I also know that has a lot to do with me because my personality is just, you know, I'm not out. I
Yeah,
don't. I'm here,
yeah.
and so people can run away with narrative. So I
Mhm.
sometimes I'm misunderstood, but I do appreciate those who do get it, those who do show love. So I really appreciate you. Thank
Yeah,
you.
of course. I appreciate you for even coming. Like, so,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah.
so I love the first song, Khalees, Milkshakes, because that choreography. Like, I
You
don't,
know,
I feel like
yeah.
they missed opportunity without putting you in like an ad or something with that, because that, the choreography you did, you killed it.
Thank you.
And dealing with Hurricane Katrina,
Yeah.
which we're gonna, get into that
Shout
as
out
well.
to the choreographer. I mean, Lorianne, and
Yeah,
at that time, like she understood. I mean, that's Lorianne is one of the few. And again, like I don't whether bad or good. I always give it's love. Like
right.
I'm truthful about the realities. Like at that time, artist development was still crucial.
Mm.
You know what I mean? For artists like us
Yeah,
at that time, 2000, 2009.
yeah.
And we were developed, you know, and like that choreography was understood about like
And
that's
hard. Let's
that's
just, yeah.
art of that's the truth of art in motion and how important the dance was.
Hmm.
And I loved it. I loved it. A lot of the reasons why I appreciated the ethic, the work ethic of it was because I had come from it.
Yeah.
That speaks to my mom, the dancing
Hmm.
school, the
Yeah.
MBA. I was ready because I was already doing the discipline before
Right.
that.
Yeah.
So when I met someone like Lori, I had already had coaches that were the best. I
Hmm.
had the best softball coaches, the best dance coaches. My mom was a coach. So when I met someone like Lorianne, it was like, oh, I see you.
Right.
I'm getting the same discipline. So
Yeah.
I felt like I respected what was being given to me.
Hmm.
And you're right, that choreography was it. It was it. It was it. And that's why I think people gravitated to it, just like a hook
Yeah.
that you love. That those steps were hooks.
Yeah. I mean, I
Hmm.
was deep in the closet, but boom, cat, I was in the living room trying to figure it out. So, like, hey,
That's okay. That's okay.
hey,
Yeah.
yeah. So it was. Please talk to us about Hurricane Katrina and just dealing
Yeah.
with that, and also being on television. See, it's just so many. You're on television, seeing yourself for the first time on television. You're dealing with
Yeah.
natural disaster, and it's just a lot going on. And you're in a competition.
Yeah. I think people don't realize that, right? And I think I've talked a lot about it. You know, I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. It was rough. It wasn't easy. And you, you don't like I wish everyone doesn't know. Like if you met my father, you would get me so much. Like I had no idea. I was so young. I had no idea how to handle homelessness, competitiveness, trying to be cute on television, be pretty,
Mhm.
be funny, and be the personality that everybody wants to like love. All I saw was one shot. You ain't got no house. Also, in the midst of the show, I was bought out of a contract that nobody knew about, that
Yeah,
I never told anyone about. While I was with the show, a label from New Orleans that I had left saw an opportunity. They heard I
yeah,
was on the show and was like, "We need money."
yeah,
And every day I was told by Puff, like, "I'm dropping you. You're gonna get
mhm,
cut." And then
yeah,
every day I wouldn't get cut. So every day I was expecting it to be my last day.
yeah,
And I was taunted in that way
yeah,
every day. So I had the cameras on me. My dad was trying to like, poor guy was like, I didn't know that that was all happening because they didn't tell me that he was doing all that. I didn't
yeah,
find out until the day of for the finale when I was sent into a room and Puff was like, I had to buy you out of contract. You better be worth it type of thing.
yeah,
But they never aired that storyline.
hmm,
So when I got to the show and on the show, the pressure was like,
yeah. It was like the fact that you even no
and
one
I
even
never
knows though. Right, right.
never told. I didn't. The girls didn't know. Like, and so like every day from day one that I made the band, I was told that I had to owe
Yeah,
back. I was already in the hole.
Yeah.
when I made it. And I was young and I didn't understand what it meant. All I knew was I have one opportunity to make sure my family is okay.
Right.
This has to work.
And you're going
I
through
have
like your move. It's a natural disaster. Like it's a lot. It's a lot.
lost the city, lost the place I grew up in, and I got to smile and compete with girls who some like me and some don't. Like
This is
it was wild.
competition. Yeah.
While being like what 19, 20, like
Yeah.
wild. It was hard. It was
Yeah.
hard. Yeah, for sure.
I want to. There was a Miss Jones interview. Like I feel like you said in
Mhm.
the past interview, like she's about to rip you a new one.
Hi, it's nice to meet you in New York. Stand up. What are you wearing? Actually, because I was in the hurricane for New Orleans. Yeah, I have nothing. Wow.
Oh, she was ready. She was ready.
Fun fact about Miss Jones, I used to work for her and she was not the nicest, so shout out to her. But yeah. but we'll talk about that later. So the fact that you still did that, you still killed it. Like I just think that your energy is just in your spirit. It just does not go unnoticed.
I appreciate that.
Of
Yeah,
course.
I knew that's a part of Miss Jones's job, right? Is to be that character.
Yeah.
Um, but I never cared. I always was me. Like
Yeah.
I knew I was going in there with not the best clothes. I knew that didn't bother so like I was honest up front, and I think that's who I was. Like this is what I look like. This is what it's gonna be. I didn't really have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
It had to work. Like it had to work. And so I think looking back at the show now, you could see a young girl who just was like, I didn't always get it right. I didn't know, like it was a lot on my shoulders.
Yeah.
A lot on my shoulders, and I didn't really know how to be anything other than business.
Yeah.
Like this has to work. And that
Right.
was really where my head was the whole time I was there.
I
Yeah.
understand. I mean,
It
look,
wasn't fun for me. It may have started that way, but it was the city is on your shoulders.
yeah.
The parents are on. I wanted to be good for New Orleans. I wanted to show that I was capable, that we had talent, and most importantly, I wanted to walk away uh, to give something better for my family.
Mm. Well,
Yeah.
I hope you know that they're proud of you. Like you did all for the city. Like for
No, I
sure.
know
Yeah.
one thing.
Yeah.
My parents, that's the one people that know who I am. They've
Mm.
always been my rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, I'm proud of how I did the best that I could, and at the time it didn't feel that way. At the time, I was young and I was, like I felt the pressures and I felt like I wasn't, at my best, but I was doing what I could. Never would I have thought the world would receive me in the way that they did, good or bad. Like, oh,
Yeah.
she looked a mess. Oh, she looked like a tranny. Oh, people was like not even realizing the whole time a bitch couldn't afford a weave,
Right.
afford clothes, couldn't
Yeah.
afford, yeah. But people didn't care about that. They cared about their opinion and their opinion only. And I think that's life, You
Yeah.
got to be enough to handle that.
Yeah, entertainment is just terrible. I'm gonna quit every day. But like, that's
That's a whole other
a
thing,
whole
right?
other thing. I do want to say that the songs, one shot, your vocals,
Thank you.
like I
Thank you.
just, it's a video. I think it's like Walmart or something, a sound check, and your vocals. I was like, yo,
Don't stop. I hope that you're ready. I hear what you're saying, baby. I'm about to show you. Do you think you can handle it? All I need is one shot, and baby, again. You just can't leave it late.
yo. Moving just walking to the dollhouse. I want to say, is anybody listening? That song really got me emotional. I think during that time when that came out, I was going through a lot with my dad and abuse,
Sorry.
suicide stuff, and I just feel like, is anybody listening? Is one of my like, I don't want to say cry songs, but just emotional. Like it really, I felt that, and like your part is just, it's just amazing.
Thank
So
you. I do want to give love to a lot of that. At the time, we didn't have, I think anybody listening was on Danity Kane, not Welcome to the Dollhouse, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah,
Maybe it was.
I think yeah, welcome to Dolls. Yeah,
But what I do remember is the writers. Thank you, because I didn't remember. I want to give love to. We had really great women writers.
mm-hmm.
We had good dudes, like in producers, but we were lucky. We had like Makeba and like India Shawn, and like we had some really cool Carrie Hilson. We had really amazing writers to help with our writing because we wrote too.
Yeah.
But
Lights Out.
yeah, Secret Place, Lights Out, like a D wrote Key to My Heart, which one of my favorite records. Her sister Chanel, love Key to My Heart. I think like that was like shout out to the women writers that were a part of our journey, because we didn't write anybody listening. We had really good writers to write that, and it's beautiful that was able to be that for you. I really like that part of it. We were lucky enough to have some of the great starts of a lot of the women who are now really popular in the industry. And that time they were like, Carrie was coming up, and then Carrie would go on to be one of the what Carrie was.
Right.
But yeah, like Makeba would go on to be with Beyond, write for the best. You know what I mean? These were people who were giving their time to us as well.
I mean, even Sucker for Love, like you own that song.
I love that record. That's one of my favorite records.
Yeah.
I knew the value of that record. Yeah.
When you go in the studio, you just is it like ad-libs first, or you just kind of like, because I'm sure there's the lyrics first, and then like
here's a funny thing I'll say.
Vibe.
Again, I think people don't realize, right? So like we didn't, in the beginning, divide and conquer is an interesting thing. We were competitors, and then we were supposed to be group members, and we would go in the studio and the producers would listen to all of us sing the same thing, and then they would pick who they felt would do well.
Yeah.
My tone was so different that sometimes I'd often get picked to do things, and it would cause friction, not just with me. It wasn't just me, but like other girls too. Like sometimes one girl wouldn't even be able to be on the song, and if it were up to us, we would put all 5 of us on it, but we weren't chosen to do that, and it would cause a lot of division. But I think Welcome to the Dollhouse, we had a lot more autonomy to do the things that we wanted to. One of the things that's interesting is I never really did verses. I never really did. I always did the ad-libs.
Yeah.
I was always just kind of in the pocket, you know what I mean? I would always cover the bass, which was the hook. Me and Drea would lay the foundation, and then the girls really all did the verses. Most times I would just do the ad-libs, but I was okay with that. And in that, I would have the freedom to find pocket. And it was one of my favorite things to do, that and backgrounds. So I was really happy with my little place, my little slot. And when I got them, I would have fun with it. And I found that became something that people really, really, found like a value. You know what I mean? The hook, me and Drea were the foundation of that hook.
Because you guys were in the same groups, I believe, like making a band.
We were always in the same. Me and her were we the only two that were always in the same. Yeah.
So the foundation, like, and your voices together.
Naturally.
Right. Yeah.
We're the most different too. She's a soprano and I'm the bottom. So we just would always lay it like that. It's not that it needed to be that, it started to become that. And it worked. It worked. And the girls would be in the middle, and it worked beautifully. But I became known for doing my little pockets of ad-libs, and those were things that I really enjoyed. And I loved my little place in that. So like, I'm glad people, like those moments. When I did get verses, I would get excited, to have my little moment. But I was happy with them little, like shit, hitting my little.
Well, you killed it.
Like, I think we all did. I think we all had our place. We all had our place. But I think people don't realize how we started. It pitted us immediately against each other, but we would sing all the same verse, and then they'd say you. And if you're a different producer each time, sometimes the same girl would get picked all the time.
Right.
And it caused for a bit of friction when really all of us could have sang everything.
Yeah. It sounds very similar to like Fifth Harmony too, like that kind of like that vibe as well. It's just
it's the way it's a game. It's smart. It's smart for the men who are doing the dividing, but for a group that were competitors first, it's just hard to give foundation.
Yeah,
because people don't feel seen.
Right.
Yeah,
I know. Even like with the last album with the DK3, The Rhythm of Love and Secret Lover.
Secret Lover.
Your vocals.
Roulette too. Bomb.
Yeah. It's like the tone. The tone for me is just.
Thank you.
And it was so crazy. I don't think I've ever been to a DK show. I know I've been to your solo shows, but I don't think I was old enough. Honestly,
to go. Yeah. Great shows. Yeah.
Honey, the time. The time. So
Yeah.
I want to move a little bit on to I know everything's going on and stuff. I saw your clips online. The
Mhm.
Hold You Down, the one shot.
Mhm.
Yo, the arrangement?
Yay. I've always tried
Yo,
to play in my sets. I've been doing it for a long time.
you have
So
for sure.
yeah,
Even I think there was I want to say maybe 2011. You had like a
yeah.
shortcut. I believe it
Mhm.
was like I know you did Sucker for Love, and I know you did like I believe Damaged.
Yeah, I try to always, and not just DK, I try to do Dirty Money. I try to do all of it.
Yeah,
I'll even sometimes add in Telltale Heart,
Broken
um,
Record.
I try to make a balance, and I've always tried to keep that there. So I'm glad. And then I always know that like if I tour for like a long period of time, I'll try to reinvent. So this show is a new show,
Yeah,
yeah. So I'm glad you like the arrangement. I really do. I was just trying to show love. Though I try to
yeah.
do it as best I can. Yeah.
Your creativity is unmatched. I don't. I
Thank
just
you.
from
Thank
creative to
you.
creative is really just seeing how you and I feel like you do the lights. I'm sure you do all the things behind the scenes. Like it's not
Yeah,
just
we
getting
gotta
up
do all that
there.
stuff. It's not. And you gotta pay respect to the brand. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like it like I've even my own, like I just feel like when people pay money, you gotta like show up. I've always done that. Even when my like meet and greets and all, I don't even pay people to do meet and if people know my shows, I never pay for a meet and greet. I stay after every show. I meet everybody.
Yeah,
Like if you really know, like I'll spend all like I try so hard to understand the value of like not having
yeah,
because I know what that is. So like even my ticket prices and the way I try to give a big production for the least amount of money so that people can just enjoy themselves. And that's always just been who I was in my journey. So I always get excited when you guys appreciate the production value because yes, it's just us. There
yeah.
is no conglomerate. There is no, it's just us doing our best to give the best show possible. So I really appreciate you saying that. It
Of
comes from
course.
a really kind and genuine place of love and also respect of the journey that I don't ever ignore where I came from. I don't
Mhm.
ignore that it took these things to get here. Like I don't ever think I'm bigger than anything. I try to just show the value of the art and show how much I love it by putting it in as best. Even when sometimes singing these things hurt.
Yeah,
Like I sometimes singing these records are painful.
I
They
bet.
bring back painful memories. There was
Yeah,
times when I remember leaving Dirty Money. Like, I didn't even want to do the songs. I didn't even
yeah,
want to do all of it because I just hated the whole thing.
yeah,
Um, but what people don't realize is they put their own stuff. We want without realizing the trauma that
yeah,
that thing brings to people. Like people are sometimes selfish about what they want, not realizing how that affects. But I got past that because so many people were like, we want to hear these songs. So, I think at some point it is beautiful to hear you say you appreciate it because sometimes it's hard, you know what I
yeah,
mean, to go back when you really want to just be forward.
yeah. I fight the dawn like tooth, nail, foot.
I don't want you to have
Sometimes, so
I just
sometimes,
want to. I don't want people to have to fight for me. I just want people to love what they love, and if they don't fuck with me, that's fine too. Like I'm not everybody. I'm an acquired taste. I'm not everybody's cup of tea.
mhm,
But for those who like this tea, that's awesome. Like I'm not asking you to have to fight for me, and I'm sad that you have to. Like I want you to just love the art, and if you don't, find what you like and move on. I don't. I wish we weren't in a culture where we had to fight so hard for people, like be so nasty to
yeah.
everybody.
It's just the respect thing. Like, just at the end of the day, if you don't like what somebody's doing, cool. But it's just a respect factor. I feel like I don't know if we lost that somewhere, or maybe we just never had that entertainment. But
I think
I
people
just
have
think
strong
that
feelings. They,
that
they
too.
love this thing. They love this thing. And I also think we've let them down as a brand a lot. That they just want to see their nostalgia. And I get that. And I wish we could figure that out. And maybe one day we will. There is a lot of lies and a lot of negative things that have happened that for me is hurtful.
Yeah,
A lot of lies are said, man. A lot of things that like are not who I am. And I'm not a person to go and just talk bad about my group members, whether they're lying about me or not. And I ain't trying to play victim. You know what I mean? Like we all mess this thing up. You know what I mean? But we all got to get, grow up at some point, and maybe one day we will. But in the meantime, I understand the upsetness of the people. They just want what they want. But I do think people also need to acknowledge trauma, and that we were really in horrible situations, and that we are doing the best that we can to recover. I don't think we should hurt each other to do that.
Mm.
I'm not a fan of that. I don't like the way I've been portrayed at all.
Me neither.
It's not who I am, man. I would never hurt anyone. It's not who I am. And I don't play victim. I acknowledge the things that I fuck up on, for sure.
Yeah.
But I ain't that person that they're making me out to be. But that's life, And so what I can do is speak through art.
And before we move on, because we're about to move on to like your solo work,
For
any
sure.
message you want to give to just the DK stands, like the people that just
I told the fans, they saw it. I love them, love them always, and I will always be for it. I have always been. If you look at my track record, I have always been for the group, even when it hurts, even when I don't want to, because I don't like the way I'm being portrayed.
Yeah,
I still do it for them. So like, that's, I'm sorry that we ain't where we need to be, but the love is there.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all it can be. I'm always going to be a private person. I'm never going to down people, even when that ain't my MO. And so, let's move on. That's all I got.
Yeah. I know that one of my first other concerts was Dirty Money, and I have a funny story. So I didn't buy it. My dad bought VIP, right? And we were supposed to do a meet and greet. And I think it was the Hammerstein. It may have been the Hammerstein Ballroom. It might have been Hammerstein. And they were like, yeah, so Homeboy's running late, so we're not going to do the meet and greet. And I was just like, I just came to see Dawn. Like, I was just like, I mean, can Dawn just, because I that's who I came to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was just like, because Love Comes Down, strobe light to your part.
I love that you're dividing my parts. It's so funny.
Because that's just, it's those things speak to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dirty Money is, I have a lot. That's a hard one for me, man. Because like, incredible art, but also horrible moments and horrible times too. Yeah, the music is great. I loved as a writer, I'm grateful for the moments to be a writer, but I don't really have, like, I'm not ready yet to acknowledge Dirty Money. I'm really that whole thing. But I'm grateful that you see the value in what I sacrificed to be in it. Because again, what people don't know is that I was stuck in something that I could not get out of. And as a young person in something that was way over my head, and very fearful, very, very afraid to get out of, I did the best that I could. And so, if that's the one thing that comes out of it, is that you see how hard I worked.
Spirit, and I see the drive.
I worked hard in something that I really wanted to get out of and didn't know how.
I don't want to get too emotional, but I know for me, I can relate to a lot of things because of just speaking on my personal experiences with my dad. He was very mentally abusive in childhood. Dude, like the whole, I mean, it's like life happens, but I can understand, how that certain things happen, and I get it. Like, so, it's, when you talk about your things, you should talk about them when you're ready to talk about them. And I totally understand. Like, it's your journey, it's your life, but I just want you to know that I see you and I understand.
And I also think if people truly listen to my music, I say everything there. I tell everything, even in my, like, when I did my independent run, which we're about to get into, I say all the things. I talk about David and Goliath, how, like, I talk about hurt, pain, fear, like all the things. I refer to Satan, the devil. I refer to like evil, like I refer to the Bible. Golden Heart is like the story. People were calling it Game of Thrones, but it was really, I was leaning in the scripture.
Yeah.
like to tell the story of how crazy my journey was. I didn't know, and a lot of it was because I couldn't say it. I
Yeah.
wasn't, I literally could not say the realities, but I was telling everyone through my art what it was. And yeah, so like I do think that I want to say I'm sorry that you witnessed and felt the things you have. I'm glad you had an outlet, and I really want you to know that the music that was coming from me, even in my ad libs, even in my art when it was in DK, it has always been genuinely flowing from a place of God and from a place of like I like her pain and like
Mhm.
going through things and pouring in as I could.
Yeah.
When I got my freedom to do it the way I could, I tried my best to tell it and hoped that those who were going through it, I remember saying, few become many. That was my whole motto. I would build it by brick because I knew that when I started, everyone would block it.
Yeah.
No one would touch me. No one would sign me. I couldn't get anywhere on my independent career. I was
Mhm.
blocked. And my whole motto, and I couldn't tell people that. So I was telling people few become many. I made a crest. It was a
Yeah.
whole parts. I did a whole campaign and it was all built around I'll build this shit from the bottom up.
Right.
And in that pain and that story will be told. So I appreciate you for seeing it and know that the reason you maybe feel close to it is because I was going through it with you in my
Right.
own way.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. A lot of loss, a lot of hurt, lost a lot of things in that people I loved, people I trusted, a lot of betrayal, and a lot of own self hate
Yeah.
because I didn't know how to get out of it. I take accountability that I didn't at the time. I didn't know how to move.
Yeah.
But growth is beautiful, bro. And I think in my musical career, that growth got me more and more confident enough to tell that story through my art.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
How did moving independent reshape your mental and creative spaces?
It saved me. It saved me. And again, what people don't realize, and I don't want to get too like I didn't even want to do this interview because I always feel like people gonna say what they're gonna say, and I just rather not just say anything, just go in a hole. But I do truly believe that um the independence that I had, I was willing to be stripped of it all and start from scratch. I had started from scratch like 4 or 5 times. I had always wanted to choose the girls when I before I couldn't. I was threatened to not to be able to leave that, right? But then when I got there, the girls really didn't see me. And so they didn't choose me. You know what I mean? Like they didn't see that I was going through what I was going through. Like they didn't give, you know what I mean? It was like one of those things where we weren't at a place, all of us, to recognize how bad it was, right?
Yeah.
When I left and I was able to truly be free, all I wanted to do was do this.
Yeah.
And in that, I grew in a way that I was so proud of. I got to say all the things I wanted to say. I found a way to say it without getting, I didn't
Right.
know what was going to happen if
Yeah.
to even get out, I had to be like this. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
What I realized though is when I realized no one would take a chance on me, I didn't complain. I just got in, hunkered down. Found great people like Drew. I found people who wanted to invest and we just built it.
Yeah.
And my whole thing to myself was if nobody fucking fucks with it, at least I got to do what I loved for
Right.
the first time.
Mhm.
I didn't have to worry about somebody saying I wasn't shit, saying I didn't do right by them, saying like I won't have to worry. I'll just do what I love and it'll work out.
Yeah.
And it did. And the more I was honest with who I was, the better it got.
Yeah.
And it seemed the more I got into my independent bag, again, all them past things started coming to try to hurt. Yeah. And I'd
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
like,
I get it.
really? Really, I wanted to just be like this. I didn't
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
want,
Yeah.
but I understood the value of like, okay, let me try again. Let me try. And then it would go bad. And then I'd be like, see, that's why let
Yeah.
me just stay here because all I ever wanted to do was the art.
Yeah. It's in the music.
Yeah, just do the music.
It's the
All
music.
of this like games and I'm not good at that. I'm not good at the finessing and hurting people, malicious, and like that ain't my thing. And so what I learned was the Dawn independent journey would be my catalyst of making me one of the best people musically and as a person I could be. And all I ever wanted was to be my best version.
Yeah.
Musically, and that's what I found. I found my best art. And what's crazy is God rewarded me in that way. Pitchfork. I was getting pitchfork. It was going and then random, like it was getting better and better. And I was so proud of where I was that I realized this is what I should have been doing. This is who I am. And I should stay true to this. And that was something that I was really, really proud of. I also got to meet some of the most incredible people, because the movement garnered some of the most incredible creative souls.
For sure. And
I would go to shows and it'd be like the best people ever.
Right.
Yeah.
I know, like the trilogy, the Golden Heart, Black Heart, Redemption. I feel like Golden, like if I had to put a word for each, I would say Golden Heart is like naive. Black Heart is more so broken. And I feel like Redemption is redemption. You know what I'm saying? I just think the trilogy was dope. Second line, but that was great. I know we're running a little on time, so I want to make sure I
was talking too much. My bad.
No, it's fine. I just also want to mention you did a contest for Essence Fest.
Yep.
And that just shows just the humble, like you're Don motherfucking Richard. Let's just make that. Oh, no. You don't. I know you don't feel that, but I let you know.
But that's why I say, like, thank you for seeing me, because people who don't know me will say dumb shit. But the truth is, like, I'm an artist. I appreciate you saying that, but I don't never feel. I'm okay to grind. I'm okay to hustle for it. You know what I mean? I don't have no problem. Nothing is ever bigger than the you know what I'm saying? So like, I know my value, but I also know that I can always grow and always get better. So yeah, Essence had a contest and I couldn't book it. They wouldn't book me. I was getting blackballed. Like I told you, it was the truth. So I saw it. They say independent artists, they did a talent show. A bitch tried out. Like, and spent the money, did it at a level and did all the things, because that's okay to me. I don't have a problem doing that. And I think if it were today, I would do it.
Yeah.
I enjoy the hustle. I'm always hungry to get better. I still run 5 miles a day. I still practice the vocals. I love the craft. And so, yeah, I appreciate you saying that. Cause I appreciate you saying don't motherfucking all that stuff. But like at my core, I'm an artist willing to learn always.
How was that? Oh, sorry. How was that feeling getting the Essence cover this year?
It showed me that the hustle got me to where I needed to get, right? So like that 15-minute, I hustled for 15-minute set, got me a cover to Essence. And that's the indie hustle I love.
Yeah.
That's that I like being able to get those wins and know that I had to grind and get those wins.
Yeah.
Could it be easy sometimes? Yes, I would like easy.
Yeah, right. Can the tunnel be like quick?
Trenches too. I'm prepared for trenches too, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I do want to touch a little bit on Quiet in the Noise.
Yeah,
that was such a powerful record.
Yes,
and you did that, and you did the whole John Katrina in the same year, which is two different vibes, but also very just strong.
Thank you.
Please talk about those two records.
Yeah, I love, I've always loved Katra. I love K. And I love what he does for the culture in house and dance. And so if you know my journey and how much I love that, to work with him was like a moment for me, especially what he did with Tidra. Love that record. And he's always shown New Orleans girls love. Very proud of that record. And we wrote that in like 20 minutes. So crazy. But yeah, and then the Quiet for the World and we did Pigments, me and Spencer, another incredible talent. Who has been very incredible to me. And we have a great relationship musically. And it just shows, again, the versatility. I love the music. I love the art. It's a challenge. I am many things. And I've always loved to score. Pigments did so well. It was critically acclaimed, one of my highest critically acclaimed albums, that we were like, should we do this again? And then life got so aggressive again.
Yeah.
With the Puff stuff. My cousin was murdered.
So sorry.
that my family was diagnosed with cancer. There was so much shit happening, and I didn't know where to put it. And Spencer sent me this 17-minute thing, and I just poured, and I didn't even want to put it out.
Yeah.
And Spencer was like, "We got to." And so that's what Quiet was in a time of like, you know, sometimes like people say you play victim, and it's like sometimes it's not about victim. Sometimes life is fucking aggressive,
Very.
and it just does bad shit, and you have to find your way out of it. I had a bad year, you know what I mean? And I had already had other shit prior to this happening. And I was just tired of being a survivor. I don't want to be no survivor. I wanted to just be able to live well and do the things.
Yeah.
My art once again saved me in that, and Quiet was my therapy. And I was able to get out of that and really address a lot of the things that were hurting me in my own way. And that was beautiful for me. And because of that, I didn't have to feel like no victim. I felt like strong enough to be vulnerable
Yeah.
and say, I ain't all right. I'm
Yeah.
not all right. Quiet for the Noise was, I'm not all right. And this is that. And hopefully through this, not only can I heal, but somebody else. It saved me. I don't care if one person listen to that only. That album was the best thing I could have ever did for my mental health at that time. Yeah.
It was actually
along with therapy.
Yeah. it's definitely a flex. And speaking of a flex,
hey, way to turn,
right.
way to turn in, way to turn in. Yeah.
Right. Please talk about your new single. And this new era. Like, what is this? Give me some tea on what can we expect?
I can't tell you everything, but it makes sense in true Dawn form. I left a Easter egg. I worked with this band called Catalyst, who is an incredible 8-piece band, did a song with them called Psalm. I was telling everybody and introducing them to who the production team would be that I would be working with. And they are the producers on Flex. This next era is, I had left to do Quiet and Pigments, and Second Line was such a great place that I'm revisiting King Creole. I'm just bringing King Creole back into the world again, getting people comfortable with the sauce that is that King Creole era. So this will be that. And that's all I'll give you there. But I do have more coming. I had already planned all it this to be coming. So this is like right on time for us. We were supposed to do Tipitina's as our last show. Flex was going to be our last thing. So this is really exciting because we're going to be coming into the new year with new music, new visuals, new back into our dance and our back into our.
I'm ready. I'm about to.
Yeah, I'm ready. I
ain't
crying no more. I ain't crying. Yeah. I got that therapy out.
Right.
And I want to dance with you guys again. And I'm excited. I've spent time. I took my time with this to make sure I was in best of like health, best of like in my bag. Like I want to make sure I'm giving it the way I want to give it. So yeah, we got 2026 is looking real good. Yeah.
What's one word for 2026? If you could have one word, what would it be to describe what you're about to give?
It's gonna be saucy, baby. It's gonna be saucy.
Okay.
It's gonna be saucy. Yeah, it's saucy. It's very New Orleans. But that's the thing. I'm home. You know what I mean? So this is what it would have been had Katrina never happened. I was always this chick. I just never had the space to be it because I wasn't home to be enriched in it. And it's feeling good and it's feeling right. And I'm in my pocket. I'm where I was long before making a band.
Yeah.
I'm in that element where I am. And I'm really loving that space. And I have some really great people surrounding me. So it's a good time. Shout out to my fam.
I do this thing on my show. We do like a triple S. So song, show, and shout out. So what song, I guess a flex would be the song.
The flex is the song.
What show right now are you obsessed with? Show or movie?
Like that's hard. Movie. Let me do a movie. Damn, that's hard too. City of God.
Okay.
City of God is a good one right now that I've been watching a lot of. New wise, if we said new, I'd have to say I just seen this movie, Begonia, wild movie.
Okay.
Wild movie. Yeah. But normally I'm more of a European film. I love this film called Blue is the Warmest Color. Oh my God, such a good movie. Great film. more of an independent foreign film girl. So yeah, City of God, Blue is the Warmest Color. Um, I like Darren Aronofsky too. Early, like A Requiem for a Dream, not a
Mm-hmm.
great. That's my jam.
And your shout out to anybody.
Shout out to everybody that is supporting me right now. You don't know what it means. It's been a really, like it's not easy, and I am grateful for those who have been from the beginning and know who I am and show that love. It is like a warm sweater right now. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for every show, every like fight you've had to have that I don't want you to have.
Yeah.
Thank you for showing up because it means something to me. And I don't take it lightly.
Yeah. No, I don't love a lot of people for real. But I genuinely like like you're one of the ones. Like you're my, Mount Rushmore of just singers, just in general. Like you just hands down, it's just amazing. Even like just the Papa Teds, like the Little Stories, Big Echo, like animation, Adult Swim, like even the YouTube. I believe you was doing VR like way
Yeah,
before VR was like even
yeah. To saying my stuff.
yeah,
If
of
you heard about my short, my animated short, Little Stories, Big Echoes, it's won a lot of awards. So thank you for that. And
course.
Papa Heads is still rocking. It's supposed to, and I really try to uplift women chefs. It's 75% queer. I try to lift up my people.
Mm.
So yeah, like I try to be intentional in everything that I do. So thank you for lifting those things
Of
up as
course.
well.
Like I just think
Yeah.
that you do a million different things, and like I just want to give you your flowers. Like this is gonna be titled Don Richard, past, present, future, because you just are that. You are that artist for me of this generation. So I just want you to make sure that you
Wow.
are that
Thank
for
you.
me. Of course. I also want to give a shout out to my co-host Chelsea. She would kill me if I
Chelsea,
didn't give her a
love
shout
you,
out. She
Chelsea.
loves "Hold On" is like her song, like
It's a
ever.
great
So
record.
yeah,
Great. And Drea be singing her ass off on that song.
yeah. So I,
High. It's a high song. Very
yeah,
high.
yeah.
Mhm.
But thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for having this interview. Any last remarks you'd like to say before we wrap up?
Get my single a flex right now. Make sure you stay tuned. If you haven't seen Little Stories, Big Echoes, the Kickstarter is still happening right now, the campaign. So you can go to Kickstarter.com and pour into the animation if you want to. It's a very good cause. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys for your support. And shout out to your podcast. Keep supporting this because you do real things and you support real artists. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you. Thank you so very much, Don Richard, ladies and gentlemen.
Mm.